Good day everyone, Shadow Eater, one angry pagan. I thought today we should do a little bit of a rehash, probably the wrong word on that one. I thought I'd redo the 8 values test, just to see if anything has changed about the way about my ideology, about my values, since I last did it. Going to be doing the 9 values one again as well. Now, once again, I will preface that you don't take this as rock solid fact. You take this as guidelines. Don't be absolutist. Don't be stupid. But I find it a good guide. So we're gonna. I said last time. You know, it put me pretty squarely in a democratic socialist block. So we'll have a go. See what's here. Hang on. Just want to check, see if I've still got the. I'm not sure whether I took pictures or a screenshot of the last time I did it. 2 seconds. That's 9 axes. Oh, no. Oh, wasn't I numpty? I didn't save it. Yep, I'm a bit of a bellend on that one. That's my fault. Well, yeah. I'm pretty sure I remember it properly. So, here we go. Please, before we start, please like, subscribe, comment. Here we go. You will be presented with a series of statements. For each one, click the button with your opinion on it. Okay. Question 1 of 70. 70 questions. Fucking hell. Anyway. Oppression by corporations is more a concern than oppression by governments. I agree, but not strongly, because I'm almost neutral, but not. I do agree with it, but I'm more. If you look at it as a scale, from strongly agree, neutral or unsure, disagree, and strongly disagree. Like, I would actually sit in between agree and neutral, but the closest is agree. So, question 2 of 70: is it necessary for the government to intervene in the economy to protect consumers? Yes, I agree with that. Question 3 of 70: the freer the markets, the freer the people. I'm going to say unsure on that one. I want to say I disagree, but then I look at China. So, is it better to maintain a balanced budget than to ensure welfare for all citizens? No, I strongly disagree. Well, I disagree with that. Publicly funded research is more beneficial to the people than leaving it to the market. I'm not sure whether or not this is that like. I might be a bit uneducated on this one, but private funding for research is just huge. It's just massive. It's like publicly funded research can't get close. But I do wonder what the comparison would be if you managed to get a publicly funded research group that was the size of one of these massive private research groups. So I'm going to remain with an agree on that one, with a proviso. Question 6 of 70. Tariffs on international trade are important to encourage local production. Yes. From each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. No. I'm going to get a bunch of if you watch, I'm going to have a bunch of socialists have a go at me for that one. But I'm not absolutist in my thinking. To me, that is an absolutist statement, so I cannot agree with it. It would be best if social programs were abolished in favour of private charity. Strongly disagree. Question 9 of 70. Taxes should be increased on the rich to provide for the poor. Agree? Inheritance is a legitimate form of wealth. I want to say yes. A pagan side of me says I want to say yes. And it's not really a problem until you get really rich people handing down inheritance. And I'm not sure if I'm going to go unsure on that one. If you've watched my other videos, you'll understand why. Basic utilities like roads and electricity should be publicly. Strongly agree. Government intervention is a threat to the economy. Yeah, but so is leaving it completely to the market. I'm neutral on that. Those with the greater ability to pay should receive better healthcare. No. Quality education is a right of all people. Strongly agree. The means of production should belong to the workers who use them. Yep. United Nations should be abolished. No. Military action by a nation is often necessary to protect it. Neutral. Not unsure, neutral. As I can be on both sides, depending on the situation. On either side, depending on the given situation. I support regional unions such as the European Union. Agree. It is important to maintain our national sovereignty. Now, this is a question. What does it mean by sovereignty? Because as a pagan, with Britain's long history of either Celtic, with the many branches of that kind of paganism, the more Germanic heathen paganism that was here through the Angles, the Saxons, the Vikings, the Norse. So, and the Frisians, of course. But is it important? So, and with the advent of, a Mediterranean cultural religion imposing its ethical standards on everything, was that not our sovereignty taken away? So, I will remain neutral on this. A united world government would be beneficial to mankind. No. And I'm going to preface that one. I'll give some pretext to that one, give some context to that. I feel and I fear that it would open a door to a totalitarian state on the likes of which we'd never seen from either the left or the right. And I'd rather not see that. I value the the fact that humans are split up into different cultures. Not as a point of othering, but I see the beauty in the differences between the different cultures. Whereas other people see conflict, I quite often I see, quite a lot to learn. And that's from monotheistic culture as well. Natively monotheistic cultures around the Middle East. So it's more about education, and you should be willing to learn from people. Whether that's learning what to do or what not to do, or, learning how other people do things, just as a point of curiosity. So yeah, it just leaves the door open, I feel, to not nice things on a much bigger scale. It is more important to retain peaceful relations than to further our strength. Agree. Wars do not need to be justified to other countries. If we were 400 years ago, I'd say yeah, but no. Because of the global nature of... despite what I said like a minute ago, there is also the aspect of the global nature of society these days. So whilst... But that also doesn't mean that, we all have to be unified in such a way, in such an absolute term, under a one government, one world government. It's just a bit different. The current situation needs to evolve, but there is potential in it. So I disagree. Military spending is a waste of money. Disagree. International aid is a waste of money. Disagree. My nation is great. Yes and no. So I'm going to agree. I can't do neutral because I'm not neutral, and I can't do unsure because I'm not unsure. It's going to be weird for quite a few people, but I think my nation is great, and I also think my nation has been a complete pile of bastards in equal measure. So, yeah. Research should be conducted on an international scale. Yep. Governments should be accountable to the international community. Well, again, it's about looking at the reality of the situation, of the reality of the global situation. Over the last 100-odd years, we've made closer ties around the world. The world is much smaller these days. So, given the current realities, I would not strongly agree, but agree. Because what affects one actually does affect others. Current situation, on multiple levels, where we are right now proves that. So I'm going to agree. Even when protesting an authoritarian government, violence is not acceptable. I disagree. My religious values should be spread as much as possible. No. It's not about converting. It's not about conversion. So, I disagree. Yeah. Our nation's values should be spread as much as possible. Under the same banner. It's very important to maintain law and order. It is. The general populace makes poor decisions. Now, I will go neutral on this, because it can, and it can't. Physician-assisted suicide should be illegal. Yes. Sacrifice of some civil liberties is necessary to protect us from acts of terrorism. Fortunately, yes. Government surveillance is necessary in the modern world. Yes. The very existence of the state is a threat to our liberty. Or about the times before there was a state. Not exactly free then. Thought we were, but SARS. It wasn't a state. It was a feudal lord. It's different. So, no. Regardless of political opinions, it is important to side with your country. No. All authority should be questioned. Yes. A hierarchical state is best. No. It is important that the government follows the majority opinion even if it is wrong. No. The stronger the leadership, the better. What do you mean by that, though? Unsure. Democracy is more than a decision-making process. Yes. Environmental regulations are essential. Yes, I strongly agree. A better world will come from automation, science and technology. Yes, but with provisos. Children should be educated in religious or traditional values. Now, I like this. Educated, yes. Forced to believe in, educated about all different ones, yes. Forced to, conform to these values, no. Traditions are of no value on their own, no. Religion should play a role in government, no. Churches should be taxed in the same way as other institutions are taxed, yes. Climate change is currently one of the greatest threats to our way of life, I strongly agree. It is important that we work as a united world to combat climate change, strongly agree. Society, I'm not an absolutist in my thinking. Society was better many years ago than it is now. I agree. It is important that we maintain the traditions of our past, to a point. Some we need to keep, some we should abandon. Again, non-absolutist thinking. It is important that we think in the long term beyond our lifespans. I strongly agree. Reason is more important than maintaining our culture. Neutral. Because I agree on both. Drug use should be legalized or decriminalized. Agree. Same-sex marriage should be legal. Strongly agree. No cultures are superior to others. Agree. I strongly agree even. Sex outside marriage is immoral. Strongly disagree. If we accept migrants at all, it is important that they assimilate into our culture. No. Abortion should be prohibited in most or all cases. No. Hang on. Strongly disagree. Gun ownership should be prohibited for those without a valid reason. Fucking right. It's different to a sword. Believe it or not. The sword, big and obvious, by and large. Yeah? For example. If I was to go walking down the street with this, right, and this is a Lunga sucks. If I was to go walking down the street with this, right, it'd be bloody obvious. A gun can hide and pull out from nowhere and attack from a distance. Like, this is fucking obvious. Like, hiding this motherfucker would be difficult. It wouldn't. It wouldn't be impossible. But it's a langasax. It's almost a sword. It's almost a single-edged, one-handed sword rather than a knife. I couldn't even said knife. So, you know, yeah, you swing this like this is obvious. A gun, you just out, bang, in again, and you're off. Especially in a crowded place. So, yeah. I'll put the longer sacks away. It's like, but you see my point. What about swords? What about knives? Like, knives, that's a different issue. But again, you're not attacking someone from... You can attack someone from a distance with a knife, but is it easy? For a novice? Fluke. It's the best you can get if you're a novice. By and large. Anyway. I support single-payer universal healthcare. Yep. Prostitution should be illegal. Oh. Maintaining family values is essential. To a point. Again, it's being absolute, and I'm not. So I'm gonna go neutral. To chase progress at all costs is dangerous. Yes. Genetic modification is a force for good, even on humans. It can be, so I'm going to go neutral. We should open our borders to immigration. Yes. Not flood open, but, you know. Governments should be as concerned about foreigners as they are about their own citizens. As concerned as they are about their own citizens. Yeah, so that's just equal. So yeah, I don't see a problem with that. You pay as much concern to foreigners as you do your own citizens. That's fine. All people, regardless of factors like factors like culture or sexual, should be equal. All people, regardless of factors like culture or sexuality, should be treated equally. Strongly fucking agree. It is important, this is the last question, it is important that we further my group's goals above all others. No, I don't believe in dominion. So, economic axis, socialist. 75.6% on the side of equality over 24.4% of markets. What a shock. Diplomatic axis is peaceful. 67.2% globalist over 32.8% national. Pardon me. Civil axis, liberal. 60.5% liberty, 39.5% authority. Societal axis, progressive. 71.6% progress over 28.4% for tradition. And this put me as a democratic socialist. So, yeah. There we go. That's my read on that one. You know, pretty much. I think I've gone a bit more globalist than I did before, and a little bit more progressive. A little bit more tradition last time. So the other two, uh, liberal socialist. That's essentially what I'm a liberal, a progressive liberal, peaceful socialist, essentially. But I'm pagan as well, so yeah. But yeah, this has been the 8 values. My redo of the I think this is about 6 months. A 6-month review, a 6-month redo of 8 values. Again, don't take these things as anything else but guideline, because there are many others that you can use if I can find them. There are others you can use, so you can check those out as well. But it's always good to do a little bit of introspection, I think. I think next one I'll be doing is the 8 values. So tell me what you think. I know that some people value this, some people don't. Again, I would advise people not to take an absolute thought process on it, because you just wind yourself up. But yeah, this has been Shadow Eater, one angry pagan. It's not been so angry today, I've got to admit. And yeah, blessed Thursday, everyone. Have a good day.